Zayn had just done 3 hard rounds, and as a sparring partner was too fatigued to continue, so I jumped in there to do a couple of rounds with Zayn. So I'm going to break down what I was doing in there, what I was looking at, and hopefully you can use this information to better yourself. First thing here, you can see I'm standing side on. That's to offer far less of a target, and I've got the weight on my rear leg. That's also on purpose, to create space between me and Zayn. Creating space, I'm able to observe. Look, when he threw that rear hand, I saw he dropped his lead. So now when he attacks low, I know he'll be open for the hook. I like what Zayn's doing here. These small little jitters that you're seeing him doing is the feints. These small little jitters. So what I'm doing is I'm getting ready to just put the weight on my rear leg. Look at that. You see how I slightly turned? I'm getting prepared myself to put the weight on my rear leg. I'm using my lead hand to stop him coming forward and to keep myself well protected. Now, when you do this, you don't really need to know whether he's going to throw a jab, cross, or hook, because you're always going to be able to avoid being hit. This is why it's crucial that you must spar southpaws and orthodox. I changed angles and attacked Zayn through a southpaw stance just to mix up the angles. You need to be used to that. A common counter for southpaws is hooking over their jab. So when you are a southpaw, you need to make sure your lead hand is tight when you're jabbing or hooking. I tried to create a new angle with the right hand. Look, as I threw it, I stepped through. But Zayn managed to parry it, and he made me pay with a cheeky little hook. Guard should always be tight, I learned. I turned southpaw to change the angles up, and what Zayn did here is good. High guard and create space with using footwork. Once I'm back to orthodox, he attacked me because he's familiar with the angles. Here, I'm going to show you why it's so important to feint. You can attack your opponent without even throwing a punch. That's 1. 2 feints I've done, 3 feints, I'm 4 feints. I'm constantly feinting, trying to get a reaction out of my opponent, trying to make him think, trying to make him move around. The more time I make him think about what's coming towards him, the less time he can think about attacking me, and the easier it will be for me to set him up. Creating space by taking steps will always be the safest form of defense. Taking steps. This is a little trick I use. Now Zayn tried to use his lead hand to measure. I gripped his lead hand and was able to manipulate him and turn him and pull him against the ropes. But was made to pay shortly after. Look how low my hands are. Boom, open for the counter. One thing I want to mention is that in this round of sparring, I've allowed Zayn to attack my body numerous times. And when somebody has no regard of defending their body shots, that's up to you to make them have regard. Double down and attack to the body hard and fast. Now what's going to happen is that you're going to force them to have regard, but you've scored and banked points. So now you're probably going to be ahead in that round. Although they don't feel like they've been hurt, it doesn't matter. You're still ahead on points. Constantly stepping, constantly moving, you're creating space, creating distance, and that usually tends to slow down the intensity of the bout because your opponent can't set their feet. But what I'm doing here, I'm constantly stepping, but look, now I've come to a halt and I begin to feint. I'm trying to find a method to make Zayn's defense unravel so I can then begin to land punches. So I was moving around, look, but now I'm staying still. I'm still at a distance. I'm still using side on lead hand and weight to my rear leg, but now I'm trying to be more assertive and I'm feinting. I'm moving towards them and I'm feinting. Look, I've landed my jabs. It's good defensive work here. Look, now Zayn's on the back foot. I'm trying to control the narrative of the spar. And when I'm doing that, he's unable to compose his thoughts because I'm controlling the fight. I'm saying, you're going to attack me. Then I'm saying, you're going to go on the back foot. Look, now I'm going in the back foot now. And now he's trying to come forward and be the aggressor. But then the small little tactics are got. The small tactics are the long guard. Small tactics I'm using here, high guard. Just like Zayn uses. When you're under a heavy attack, a high guard is the safest bet. So this is good work here from Zayn. But what you got to become aware of is that you're not being controlled. You're not good defense there, high guard. You got to make sure you're not being controlled. Whatever style you want to fight with, that's the style you've got to use. Look, we're boxing here in the pocket. That was simply just because I chose to. You got to make sure that whatever style you're fighting with, this is great movement here, great work here with the fast feet in and out. When this round began, I started to apply more pressure. So watch here, look, he attacks me, but I just create traffic. I don't know what shot's coming, but I know if I just cover up all my vital spots in my face, he's not going to land. And that's what I did. And that's what a lot of defense is when it comes to blocks. You don't have to always see the punch coming, but you know where they're trying to land. Cover your vital parts with your limbs. Good, I've done a little bit of stretching there, but... So this round mainly, I was just trying to put some more pressure on Zayn, try to make him open up, try to see how he adapts to it, what he does differently. I knew he was a bit tired. You know, he's done a few rounds before me. We have a little ring craft mistake here. Look, Zayn had me on the ropes and he backs up, freeing me for no reason. Now look, I began to put pressure on Zayn and he's in the corner. So he went from a dominant position to a submissive position down to ring craft. You have to know where you are in the ring at all times. Zayn is now tired as he's done so many rounds and is on the ropes looking like I'm dominating, all down to poor decision making. You have to always know where you are in the ring. Ring craft is vital to win fights. It's not just about the punches you throw, it's about where you stand. Zayn begins to drop his lead hand because he's trying to bait me in. He's trying to bait me in for an attack so he can counterattack. Let's see what he does. Look, he's pouring out. Yeah, exactly. He had a bit of energy, so he was ready to use his footwork to step in and out of range and counter me. But I didn't fall for that trick. Could move forward with the high guards. Good variation of punches. Punching high and low. When somebody comes with a high guard, you always have to punch high and low. You have to look for the gaps, just like Zayn is here. That's another good trick there. Look, Zayn peeled my guard to try hit me. I'm blocking myself, I'm nice and tight, peeled it back and found his shot. From going towards the ropes, all the way back into the center of the ring. But as I'm a much bigger man with a lot more experience, I just smother him again. Whilst I'm walking towards Zayn, the only shot that lands is a body shot. Look, a few body shots there again. You have to have variety in your punches, attacking the head and the body.